Hey troops, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to be getting into this in a few seconds. Just wait until we get a few people back on the stream. Welcome back, guys. Gonzo, Donny C, Ice King, how you doing, troops? Arthur King, Sarah Williams, how you doing, guys? Guy Fiero, how you doing, troops? If you just joined, guys, please, please, please make it your main priority to press that like button. It's the quickest, easiest thing you can do. Costs nothing. And the quicker you do it, the better signal that sends to YouTube to be able to recommend this video out to a wider audience. So if you can do that for me, I'd really appreciate it, guys. And then we'll get straight into the video. Hey troops, how you doing? Blake, Gary, Sarah Williams, you said my name. Of course I said your name. Ronnie, how are you doing, guys? Gary Wade, Jeffrey Hurd, how you doing, guys? Loads of people in the chat now. Hey Justin, how you doing? We've got some good stuff to talk about tonight. Some real good stuff. I'm looking forward to getting it started with you guys. 42 likes, 80 concurrent viewers. Let's get those likes up to 100, guys. Literally press down, swipe down, hit that like button. It costs you nothing, guys. Alright, and we're going to get into this. It's 22:44 my side, UK time. Once we get over 100 viewers, we'll start getting into the admin. And then once we've ticked all of those boxes off, we'll get started with today's video. I have to say the map is looking quite quiet in comparison to yesterday. But there is a lot of things just came in. So I don't know if they've been quiet on purpose, but we'll get into that anyway, troops. Right. How does the stream look anyway, troops, before we start? How does it look? Is it lagging? Working well? Working well. Oh, we've got a super chat question in. Even it's... Right, it looks as if my stream software is not working as it should be. Okay, troops, how does that look? I think we've got YouTube's, yeah, I don't know why it's doing that, guys. No, we haven't got anything downloading. I do think there's a problem with the system in my house, though. This computer costs thousands as well. Right, we should be back now. Nope. Yeah, troops. It's holy lag, Batman. I think we've got some problems here. I'm just trying to watch myself back. At least we got 116 people watching the lag-tastic. I think I need to do something with this. Right. It looks green my side now. So it should be good now. I'm not sure why it's doing that. But I think we back. Yeah, if it's so try refreshing. Try refreshing your screen and stuff like that. I think we're good now. Think we're good. We lost quite a few people on that bit there. Yeah. I think it's good. It looks good OBS wise. I don't know why that was happening. Might be trying to shut us down. Put you there and not freezing. Low resolution. Yeah, try. So if it's low res, guys, you can put your quality up. So what you have to do is you go into your quality, then put it up to 1080. So it'll automatically refresh at 720. But you can up the res yourself in your own way. Yeah, so you need to up your own quality, if that makes sense. But hopefully we're all good to go. So that being said, no, I think we're good. I don't think we're getting hacked or anything like that. I think it's just it's probably just my problem. I've never had any problems with live streaming in the past on this type of live stream anyway. So we'll see how it goes. But troops, thanks for stopping here. We've got 163 concurrent views. We lost a few people on that, I think, because of the old stream health. But if you don't mind smashing the like button, troops, it would really help me out. Let's get those like buttons up. And yeah, few points of admin. We're gonna probably do this for an hour and a half, see how it goes. Loads of super chat questions came in yesterday, and as you all know, those questions dictate the content of the stream, so to speak. So if you have something pertinent that you want to share with everyone, or you want to ask a question to me or to the wider audience, then feel free to do so. It really does change the dynamic of the stream. It allows you guys to basically control it in that respect. Like I say, I don't ever profess to be a professional on Ukraine and war in general. Yes, I served in the Royal Marines Commandos, as everyone knows by now. I keep on talking about that so much. But yeah, I'm not a historian or anything like that. This is just me commenting on a situation, and actually learn an awful lot more from you guys. So first and foremost, thanks for your input. And that's that, guys. Every 20 minutes or so, I'll be asking you guys to smash that like button, and that's it, really. Okay, troops. But yeah, actually, members. I need to put the link for the members in the title, in the chat. So if you want to become a member, it's one of the best things you can do for the channel, guys. Okay, I want to grow an army or a corps because I was a Marine. Right, a few super chats come through already, guys. I apologize if I missed some super chats earlier when we had those problems. Artemis Fowl, I've spoke to you before, buddy. Thank you for your super chat. You're saying another major general bit the dust in Ukraine. What, today? Was that today that happened? I haven't heard anything on that. Bob Gable, sorry about your super chat, buddy. I haven't heard anything about that today. We'll look into that, actually, in a short while. 150th Motorized Rifle Division General Mityaev. Oh, was that today? Was that today? Let's have a look at this. "14 hours ago, it was verified that he was eliminated. National Guard, so Ukrainian National Guard eliminated a Russian army major general, Oleg Mityaev. Whoa. Okay, that's pretty... Okay, that's pretty big. I'm just trying to read a Twitter thread. Right, let me read this thread, guys. In fact, let me put this other screen on so you can see for yourselves. You wonderful people. Verified, hashtag verified. It must be legit. Yeah, because someone said so. The Ukrainian National Guards, as of, eliminated a Russian Army Major General Oleg Mityaev, who's a commander of the 150th Motor. Right, how are they taken out? They must have massive intelligence on the ground for them to be taking out generals left, right, and centre. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is not just them taking the odd guy out. They're taking out generals and shit. This is... That's huge, man. I would love to know when that was. That's the thing. Thank you for sharing that, Artemis. Christopher Boulay, thank you for your super chat. You're saying, is Russia not playing all their cards, or is this just a total embarrassment on Russia? As a former grunt, well, thank you for your service first and foremost, Christopher. You're totally baffled at the tactics that Russia is using for their invasion. I was baffled initially myself. And, you know, I haven't spoken to you guys and kind of gauged it over the past couple of days. It's made me think I have to take it on face value, because war is face value. It's as real can get, okay? There's nothing... I mean, we don't live in the world where, you know, you're gonna throw thousands and thousands of troops as a distraction for something bigger happening. I don't think Russia's going to want to embarrass themselves like that just for a distraction or a diversion. Diversion to what is the thing? I mean, you would have liked to have thought there would have been diversions to Ukraine, but not Ukraine as the diversion. Does that make sense? So I think they've been overestimated for a long time, and everyone's just had this, you know, this impression that, oh, it's Russia and, you know, we have to be careful and that's just the way it is, blah, blah, blah. I don't think... I think the world has been fooled for quite some time, but they're not as prolific. They're a big country with big capabilities in terms of numbers and stuff, but the utilization of those numbers are not very good at all, and they've shown that here in Ukraine. If they can't do massively well in Ukraine, then they're not going to do well anywhere else, in my opinion. Not saying that Ukraine isn't a formidable fighting force, but you know, we're talking about if France or Britain or Germany got involved, it would be just, and we take out the consideration of nukes, just in terms of logistics and fighting and tactics on the ground. I think we would, as a coalition, absolutely wipe the floor with them. Now, I hope that never happens. Okay, at this moment in time, Russia and England and France and Germany are technically at peace with each other. Okay, so it's not something that I'd want in a hurry. But I do think they are playing all of their cards apart from the nuclear one, because it's also really bad for them, Chris. Do you know what I'm saying? It's really bad for them as well if they play. Don't just think, oh, he's dropping nukes, it's the end for us. It's the end for them as well. They don't want that either, just like we don't, you know. So, I think the tactics just show how much they've lacked in terms of, you know they went into Afghanistan and they dominated in one way against a military without air support, without artillery and all of that. So it's kind of easy to look dominant against effectively tribal people with weapon systems, okay? It's easy to look dominant against those types of people, not a non-formed military, but in terms of actual fighting formed bodies of men and women, they're shown how actually ill-experienced they are. That sounds crazy, doesn't it? Okay, but they're not proven that they're doing some damage. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of damage going on over there, but it's not as dominating as people thought it was going to be. That's for sure. Thanks for your question, Chris, and thanks for your service, brother. Really good to have you here, man. Excuse me for sniffing. My nose is runny. Eric Roth, how you doing, brother? Thank you for your super chat. You're saying, I don't like how the US administration is handling this war. At what point do we start sending combat troops? At this point, I would have already sent them. Eric, I wouldn't actually. I get what you're saying, but I'm on the other side, actually. The United States administration, I think, you know, it's a matter of bums in seats. Okay, does it really matter who's in the seat in charge in America for US people to be unhappy with, you know, those political decisions? I really don't think it matters at this point. I think America's in a funny place or politically with the people. All right, there's no trust there or anything for politics at all in America. I don't think it matters who's in the seat over in the administration. I think no matter what, people would be unhappy with the way things are being handled. That's just the way I see it from UK. I'm not saying it from experience. That's just my understanding of it. So I don't think. At what point do we start sending combat troops? I don't think there's, at this moment in time, a drastic need for it. I think the amount of munitions that they're sending over and everything else is enough. Some would argue that's the reason this war started in the first place. All right, that's another touchy subject that we can delve into if you want, guys. But at this point, you would have sent them. I mean, I respect your opinion, Eric, but I wouldn't actually. I wouldn't have sent them. What do you guys think? Do you agree with Eric on that one, or what's your thoughts? Thank you for your super chat, brother. Artemis Fowl again with super chat. Thank you. You're saying, imagine any other conflict where flag officers die. It's exactly my point. This is like taking us back to World War I and II era style war fighting, but it's not World War I or II. It's a conflict where, you know, Russia is the invading force. They've went in, they've tried to do the business, and their generals are getting taken out. It's like, really? It doesn't seem like. I mean, you're not going if those individuals are getting being taken out. I mean, what is that? Is that bad? Is that bad logistics again? What is that? Strategically speaking, does that show that the Russians are risk taking and more courageous to put the troops on the ground in areas where, do you know what I mean? Does it show the courage of the generals? I don't know, or is it bad planning? I mean, my understanding from my limited experience in the Royal Marines Commandos is that, you know, they are to the troops, but yes, they're in dangerous positions themselves. You know, your troop commanders who are there with a troop of men, and then your majors or equivalents who are with the companies pushing through. But when you're looking at generals are moving entire divisions across the grounds. What are they doing right up there? That's the bit that doesn't make sense to me. That's the bit that I don't get, quite frankly. YouTube's not receiving enough. Okay, right? Can you see me, guys? Are we back? Right, it was lagging a little bit there. I'm not sure what's going on with this tonight, but we'll just push on through anyway. Thank you for your super chat, Bob Gable. You were was basically saying the foreign forces coming in need to attack artillery and missile units. Yeah, well, it depends on where you want to risk those foreign forces, and you have to understand that you have to take their word for their experience, and their experience will show on the ground big time. Okay, it's not something that's going to be guaranteed. I could go there and be like, yeah, I'm a former Royal Marines commando. I've done this, I've done that. I can fire a GBMG. I'm pretty good with an AK. I can fire, an SE-80 pretty well, but those guys don't use SE-80s. It's like, experience counts for one thing, but is it relevant within that outfit where tactics and mentalities are completely different? I don't think it counts as much as people think. But you have to rely on them to do the right thing at the right time, and I think you can't. Whereas if you've got a formed body of men who you've trained left and right with for a long period of time, you understand the strengths of those individuals, you understand the weaknesses of those individuals, so it's easier to gauge what to do. Do you know what I mean? What to do with those individuals. The volunteers out there at this moment, doesn't matter how good they are, you've got to trust that they're going to do the right thing. And you've got to think about the language barrier as well. There's loads of considerations to take in place. But yeah, artillery is a big problem in any situation in that respect. Thank you for your question, Bob. I appreciate that. What else have we got coming? I've missed a few. We got loads of super chats that I've missed. The next one is Zypher Death. Oh, we got loads of regulars on the channel. Zypher Death, thank you for your super chat. You're saying, what if China is giving Ukraine info and then have puppet governed in Russia after Putin and go against USA, the great Chinese paper dragon? Also, you're saying like like a Trojan horse type situation, but linking government. What if China is giving Ukraine information and then have puppet government in Russia? Ooh. Nah, I don't think that's a possibility. I think the Chinese are, if anyone, going to be closer to the Russians. Just even just geographically, where you look at where China and Russia is, and then the trade routes and trade back and forth. I just think there's too much money involved for China to go against Russia. I don't know, man. I don't know what it would take for them to go against Russia, but that's just my personal opinion. But I can see what you're saying. In this day and age, nothing would surprise me. The great Chinese paper dragon. I like that. Bob Gable again. Thank you for your super chat. You're saying, after we wipe out humans, will dinosaurs come back? I don't know, man. Did they even exist? That's something. Artemis Fowl. What type of delay results in general's death? What type of delay results in a general's death? I don't understand your question, buddy. I'm sorry. What type of delay results in a general's death? I don't know. Is that a joke? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Sorry, buddy. Dark Light Dominican. That's a cool name. You're saying, for what I read, the Russians are not using encrypted radios to communicate. I think that's why the Ukrainians are getting some intel. Well, there was actually something where the encrypted radio systems weren't working properly, or words to that effect. So we've seen them switching over to localized SIM cards and mobile phones and communication devices in that way, which obviously aren't encrypted in the way they say they are. The public networks and everything else. So they've been able to locate these individuals really, really quickly and take them out really quickly as well, which is not great when you think about it, guys. It's not good at all. But yeah, the intelligence services in the Ukraine must be working their asses off and are doing, at this moment in time, I think, a pretty damn good job as well. A pretty damn good job. Whether or not that's aided by the United States, I'd be surprised if it wasn't, given the intelligence the USA has been giving them anyway throughout the build-up to this war, since 2014, really. But yeah, it's an interesting one. That intel is everything in the battle space, guys. Intel dictates everything. Where you move, how you move, when you move, all of these things. It's intel is everything. All right, life and death, quite literally. Artemis Fowl, thank you for your super chat. You're saying, I wonder what operation his unit won't support now. Well, that's the thing. If so many general statement, it's going to lower morale on a scale. We're going to see that you got to think about how many ranks below that and how many numbers are involved in that one person's leadership. And then you're going to come around and be like, you know what? It's going to affect morale on an unbelievable level. So morale is everything. In the military, morale is everything. It dictates... your feelings dictate your actions, all right? And there's nowhere like the military where feelings can dictate actions at such a heightened level, all right? From my experience. Are we still there? It looks like YouTube is not receiving any data yet again. Are we there? Let me know if we're still here, troops. Yeah, think we're still here, right? Yeah, we're still here. So yeah, it's going to affect everyone below them. There's going to be a lot of people not actually wanting the fight. All right, even in an organized outfit of motivated individuals, you're going to have people who are not really wanting or supportive of the fight anyway. That's just nature. It's how it works. So the fact that, you've got generals being taken out at the top, and quite a few now. We've got a handful of top-ranking generals being taken out. It's going to take the fight out of the men already. And bearing in mind, these men who we're talking about will have lost friends anyway on the battleground, or they'll know of people who have lost people. So it's going to be hard on them. I think now we're going to see those types of problems affecting the Russian military more so now than ever. Okay. It's like a football team who's constantly losing. The morale. It's really hard to have that fight in you, even if you need to. And losing people at the top is just a bigger kick in the teeth. So thank you for your questions, guys. These are fantastic, actually. So yeah, I think we'll see that those problems playing into effect right now. I think we're going to see a lot more disgruntled Russians not wanting to fight. That's my personal opinion. What do you think on that? I don't know. Great questions, guys. Come on, Beans, see if we can get those likes up to 350. It takes 2 seconds for you to do, and it costs you guys nothing, and it helps me out a hell of a lot. Okay, likes, make the video get recommended on YouTube. So if you can do that for me, guys, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. Audio's cutting in now, is it? Try refreshing your stream. I'm not sure what's going on here. I'm watching it back on my phone, actually, and it seems fine. So it must be individuals receiving problems. Artemis Fowl, generals' deaths create delay in operations. Yeah, well, the planning phase is information that the generals will know of. That's the thing that's going to be affected, I feel. That knowledge on the ground, that ability to, in that experience, let's face it, you're not going to become a general unless you've got great experience. So, yeah, it is going to delay operations. And it's also who's going to replace you. All of that comes in. That's the question. And we've got a lot of generals on the ground dying. So there's going to be people stepping up thinking, I don't really want to step up into that position. You know why? Because there's a lot of us being taken out. Yeah. Trey McCollister, hey buddy, welcome back to the channel, man. You're saying, let's get on with it. Let one of these drones land into NATO lands so we can get our plan straight and take out Putin if his generals don't do it first. Yeah, that's been mentioned before. Do you think that is a strong possibility? Do you think that possibility gets stronger as time goes on for that to happen? That's an interesting one, Trey. Maybe, I don't know. I would. there's obviously a statistic on that, but how do we get that statistic? What are the chances of someone actually doing that? His own. It's gonna be one of his own, if anyone. I don't think anyone's gonna get him outside of his his fraternity, so to speak. I think it's gonna be someone within. That's how I feel. I'm with you on that, Trey. Artemis Fowl, you are smashing the super chats tonight. Thank you. You're saying operations are time sensitive. Time is money. Time is a lot of money at this moment in time, especially in the Ukraine. And we've mentioned yesterday, the sanctions aren't just affecting Russia. They're affecting everyone else, guys, okay? You just have to look at the price of fuel. So don't think that the sanctions is just a good thing for Russia in terms of, isolating them and putting the hands around the neck of society, so to speak, in Russia. It's affecting us as well. We are being sanctioned indirectly. Have you thought about that? Think about that. There's a real cost for war. So we might not actually have sanctions on us knowingly, but indirectly the sanctions on other countries do affect us, all right? And they're affecting us right now. The cost of fuel is astronomical at this moment in time. So yeah, time is money, and it's affecting us all, man. Zypher Death with the super chat, thank you. You're saying, according to evolution, it is possible that after humans die, many animals will increase in size, but they might be the new dinosaur species which has not existed before. By the way, India brought 3 million barrels of oil from Russia. Yeah, well, India is neutral at this moment in time, but maybe that neutrality could change depending on the sanctions. And we got to be careful with who supports Russia at this moment in time. And could they actually, could they actually be imposed with sanctions themselves? Here's a question for you guys, the chat actually. Based on that, if it's true that India bought 3 million barrels of oil from Russia, still buying oil from Russia, bearing in mind the US banned imports because it's deemed that they're supporting Russia by doing so, will we see sanctions in India for that matter? Will India be sanctioned as a result for, indirectly supporting the economy of Russia by doing so? Let me know in the chat. That's an interesting topic of debate. Cypher Death, I'd like to hear your thoughts on that, buddy. Thank you for your super chat, mate. Christopher Boulay, thank you for your super chat. You're saying a lot of us are experiencing audio issues. I'm going to do something. Listen. Right, audio issues, yeah. So, we are getting audio issues. Let me see if I can fix that for you guys. It's not... Let me see if I can fix this for you. Yeah, it seems all right my side. Let's try that. Yeah, I think it's okay. Let me know now, guys. Is it okay now? Sorry, troops, if you are experiencing audio issues. Shouldn't be. I don't know why this is happening, but it is happening, so I apologize. How are we now? Is the audio back? Check 1 2 1 2 check. It seems like it's fine. My side, it says that it's excellent condition. Just have to take its word that it's excellent. I don't know what's going on, guys. I think I want to say there's a problem with YouTube at this moment in time in terms of this. It seems to be that way. I've read a few things going on. I don't know if there's just YouTube and there's issues, but the audio isn't your end. Yeah, I don't think it is, guys. I think it's other people's devices. If you get problems, you just need to refresh. Sorry, troops, we digress again. Right, sorry, troops. Thank you for letting me know about that, Christopher Boulay. Thank you, buddy. Artemis Fowl, you're saying Ukraine took out 7 helicopters at Kherson Air Base. Ukraine took out 7 helicopters at Kherson Air Base. Right, where is that? Yeah, I think we haven't got issues, guys. I don't know why some people are getting issues, but it's probably their end, not mine. I'm sorry for that. Just is the way it is. I need to figure this out though going forward. Oh, here we go. I actually need to share this with you guys. I'm going to change the scene to boom. Right, look at this. British intelligence. So this is British intelligence, man. We love to see British intelligence. Russia is redeploying its forces from as far away as east as the eastern region, the Pacific Fleet and America. From the eastern region, the Pacific Fleet and Armenia. Right, yeah, this is, someone said yesterday, I don't know how true this is, that they've got troops, they're talking about getting Cubans to fight for Russia. That can't be true, right? I don't think that's true. What do you think about it? So it shows you that there's a lot. Right, sorry, I need to catch up with the chats. Thank you, Cass187, for your super chat, brother. Joel Monka, thank you for your super chat. You're saying, do you think the Syrian mercenaries will be treated more harshly because they aren't relatives like Russia are? No. I don't think they'll be treated more harshly at all. I think you're either on the right side or the wrong side, and it doesn't matter what side you're on. If you're on the wrong side, you're on the wrong side. It doesn't matter what country you're from or anything like that. I don't think, no, honestly, Joe. I get where you're coming from. Good question. But for me personally, I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters. Grey Squirrel, thank you for your super chat. I think I've missed a few. Have I missed any super chats? I don't think I have. Right, let me look on my phone. I don't think I've missed any. I've got my phone stream on as well, streaming it so I can. Artemis Fowl says, I am skeptical of the statistic. Yeah. Artemis Fowl, Ukraine army claims to have wiped 40% of Russian forces. Nah, that can't be. 40% of invading forces? Nah, I don't think so. Nah, that can't be right. I'm not going to say I don't believe that, but I don't think they'll have wiped out 40%. Nah. 500 viewers, troops, thank you for stopping by. If you're brand new to the channel, make sure you've subscribed. I'm a former Royal Marine. I'm a veteran now. Just trying to make it and break it on YouTube. So each and every one of you guys, I really do appreciate the support wholeheartedly. So thank you for joining the stream. If you can smash the like button for me, you know what's coming. If you haven't done it, just take a few seconds, and really does help me out, guys. Let's get those likes up to 400, over 400 if we can. And share the content with your friends as well. If you want to, that would be great. Hey, Zypher Death, thank you for your super chat. You're saying US Parliament's talking. Right, are they talking now? US Parliament talking about stopping aid to India. But in 2017, India government banned any funds from outside as a move of self-reliance. And no serious talk on sanctions, only NGOs get the aid, not government. only non-government organisations get the aid, not the government direct. Yeah, but we know how corrupt places can be. All right, so NGOs doesn't really mean if you say an NGO in, I don't know, Germany or England, France, then yeah, we'll kind of get it. But NGO in India, certain parts of Africa, these kind of areas, it doesn't really make a difference. I mean, my wife's from Mauritius, for instance, and you're talking about a proper corrupt place, okay? The government wipe millions from the people there, and nothing gets said about it. Being a politician is a business move in Mauritius, and in many cases it is in other countries as well. So, yeah. And trust me, guys, I'm more for India than I am against. I've got I've got Indian family pretty much. My daughter's of Indian heritage. Half of her genetics is Tamil. So I'm linked, bro. But thank you for that. Donna Backer said that was a social media claim. 40% was nonsense. Yeah, it's nonsense, guys. Right, the whole reason, actually, let's go back to this screen. So this is something that I want to talk about. I seen something on a news article. Now, I'm quite partial, quite fond of Royal Marines because I am one, and I do try and keep up as best I can with the. Can you still see me? Yeah, some of you guys can't see me. Sorry, guys. Now, there's Royal Marines actually going out, former Royal Marines, I should say, going out to Ukraine to fight as volunteers. Now, one, I think that's courageous, but two, they're obviously skilled enough to be able to look after themselves. But are they doing the right thing by doing that? Are they being naive and thinking that they're going to be a force for good? Could they be a force for potentially something worse? Do they know what they're truly getting? I think they do, guys. Artemis Fowl, thank you for your super chat. You're saying Prime Ministers of Poland, Slovenia and Czech are currently in committee. Yes, I've seen that today. Are they in there or are they going tomorrow? Because I thought they were going tomorrow. This fact alone means Russia is not even close to taking the city. Maybe it could be a way of getting them to push for the city or to push for a reaction. Maybe they're not going to be. Maybe they're not actually there. Maybe it's just a false flag type thing. What do you think? I don't know. I think it could be a bit of a false flag. Hey, Trey McCollister, you're saying Elon Musk called Putin out 1v1, and I think he could take him. Are you saying that I could take him? with fists, yeah, no problem. But hell no, I'm not getting involved in that stuff. He's a very powerful man. Both are very powerful men. But I think Putin would kick Musk's ass, to be fair, if it was 1-on-1. I'm going to take Putin on that one. Putin's hard as... People don't realise, like, Putin's... he's not just your average guy. He's highly intelligent, and he's obviously... I think he's black belt in judo or something. He's not to be messed with, guys. He's like special services, secret service or whatever. Like, these guys don't mess about. KGB... You're going to be tough. He's probably killed a lot of people. I'll take Putin on that one. I think Putin kicks Musk's ass in a 1v1. But that would be a good pay-per-view boxing fight. I think people would tune in more to watch that than Eddie Hall versus Thor. Dan, hey Dan, Dan Aiello, I hope I pronounced your name right there. You're saying, what are the chances that Zelensky survived the war? Great content, thanks. Thank you for that comment, Dan. That's really appreciated. He survives, yeah. I think he survives, no problem. As do I think all of these other high class celebrity type figures. I think the Klitschko brothers survive. I think the other boxers survive. Usyk and all of these people survive. All of these individuals, these high profile people survive because I think they're going to be primed, used for propaganda more so than fighting. Instead of firing bullets, they'll be firing verbal shots on Twitter with the odd photograph making themselves look cool. Yeah, I think they do just fine out of this, okay? And after it's all over, they get sung as national heroes. It works out good for their profile. It's just a profile builder. You know, don't be fooled in thinking that these people will be getting their hands too dirty. They'll be doing heroic things, but in other ways. It's the people on the ground who you've never heard of, never will hear of, who will die and perish in this war, as all wars have proven over the past 100, 200 millennia. It's just the way it is, okay? It's the man at the bottom with wife and kids who no one cares about, who will be forgotten about. That's my opinion, Dan. Might be wrong on that. What do you think, guys? I'll just have to say it how I believe it, you know? Artemis Fowl again. Wow, I think you are like the top question super chatter tonight. Thank you for that. You're saying if Russia attacks the prime ministers in Kiev, NATO goes to war. Well, World War III happens. If that happens, that's a prolific. There's war crimes happening anywhere. But yeah, everyone gets involved then. Bloody hell, everyone gets involved. There's the aliens from outer space getting involved if that happens, mate. You know. Trey McCollister, again, thank you. You're saying, don't think Elon's Iron Man suit could get through the planet. I like that one. Hey, Bob Gable, thank you, buddy. You're saying, if you could get a dream team of the best soldiers and Marines, UK or US, could they do some damage, like the Dirty Dozen? Oh, so like a dream team of, how many are we talking, though? If we're talking 12 people, ooh, that's a funny one. I would have to have a mixture of individual. So it's not about the team. It's not about the 12, actually. This is where movies don't really do the military justice, believe it or not. It's not about the team of 12 that really do the damage, although it is at the spear end, they're doing the business, but it's the people behind them, the information, the logistical support, the ability to resupply these guys, the ability to get them in behind enemy lines and do the damage and then get back out. It's the drones in the sky giving aerial footage. It's so much more than what you think that help these individuals. So for me, it wouldn't necessarily be too tough to think about what type of team I'd want on the ground. The real problem would be getting everything behind that in place. That's where budgets come in and really help troops out. So we like to think about, like, you know, the Navy SEALs are fantastic, which they are. But, you know, the American military is good, not just because the boots on the ground, but it's the infrastructure behind the boots on the ground that really helps them out. Do you understand that? That's where the damage is done. So you can have equally good individuals from across the world, but they just haven't got the funding and the budget to put the infrastructure behind them to be able to make that team absolutely fantastic. Do you understand? Great question, that. Artemis Fowl. You're saying Putin is highly intelligent. Putin invades during the Ukraine muddy season. I guess I'm not seeing it. Marine. Putin is highly intelligent. Putin invades during the Ukraine muddy season. Well, I mean, this is one way of thinking about it, Artemis. If he started a campaign in summer, and it's going to be long drawn, 6 months or so, you are definitely going to go into some horrific weather systems there. So that wouldn't be smart. The smartest thing to do would be to invade in and around the time he has. Why? Because the weather is only going to get better from now, and hopefully it'll be over in time for winter. You've got to really think about actually that placement. If you started this the back end of last summer, August time, you're going to hit some horrendous weather systems. And, we're not talking about weather like in the UK. In the Ukraine and Russia, the weather systems over there are quite literally life and death survival. So the soldiers on the ground don't want that as an extra burden. So mud is okay. Mud doesn't kill, but frost, ice, and minus temperatures does, okay? And we've seen that logistically, Russia isn't quite up to speed. That could be a big problem, guys. It still might be a problem. We're yet to see that, aren't we? But great question, buddy. Chaos187, thank you for your super chat. You're saying, hey, if I want to email you, how can I do that? I don't use social media anymore because one of my songs gained attention and I was starting to get bothered. Well, you should continue to do that if you've got good music, buddy. But yeah, email. Email's the way to do it. I don't always get a chance to read them for obvious reasons. We get a lot of emails, man, which I'm grateful of, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff comes through. Zoltan, that's a cool name. Thank you. You're saying Putin is a dosser. Pick that up from Tyson Fury. Interesting fact, guys. I'm going to tell 420 of you guys here. I actually fought Tyson Fury's cousin twice as a young lad, as an amateur. He's very good as well. The whole family's got good boxers. So when people say, oh, Tyson Fury's the boxing family, fighting family, they truly are, all right? I first seen them all when I was 13 years old, and they're all massive people, okay? And Tyson Fury's special, man. We digress. MS Scott 99. Thank you for your super chat. You're saying, did you see Tyson Fury said, if the West goes to war, he'll be the first in line to sign up? I think he was misunderstood. What he was saying is, if the West went to war and we were in danger in the same way as Ukraine is in danger from Russia, i.e. people are on the doorstep, then he would fight. But I'd like to think a lot of us, you'd see the best of us at that point. But we're a long way from that. All right, UK involvement doesn't mean, oh, we'll just sign anyone up. UK involvement means the military is getting involved. Nothing to do with arming civilians. Now, if we were surrounded, one thing's for sure, we'd have to be surrounded via a naval fleet first. And that means places like Norway, France, Belgium, all of those countries surrounding would have had to have been taken over as well for us to be in that point. So World War III has already started, if that's the case. Does that make sense? We are protected by water, the United Kingdom, which is time. So we're good for now. I think he's intelligent enough to understand that we're good as well. Good question, buddy. Chaos187. Google Chaos187, click clap just the way it appears. Here you will see that I am on everything and everywhere, and I can prove I am in top 50 in China. That's pretty cool, man. I'm not going to Google anything though, just in case something bad comes up, because I've been tricked like that before. But good on you, Cass. Artemis Fowl, last one. Got Discord? We'll send you links to vids. We have got a Discord. It's fan run. It's a Discord link up for you. 2 seconds. I'll drop it in the chat. And Discord is checking for updates. I'm going to close that because it's checking for updates apparently. We'll get a Discord link in the community tab if you check, Artemis. John S., how you doing, buddy? Thank you. You're saying that's why Shore SEAL Teams is so good. It shows the team, but also the logistics behind the team. I'm in the US Air Force. From what I see from my branch, we are 70% logistics people you will never see. You're 100% right. And thank you for your service, John S. I appreciate that. 70% logistics people you will never see. That's exactly it. So that's why the Shore SEAL team is so good. It shows the team, but also the logistics behind them. And what's crazy is for like a 12-man team, you're talking hundreds, sometimes thousands of people involved to be able to get that team from point A to point B. Like I say, the knife edge is dangerous and sharp, but there's a whole other part of that knife and the handle in place in order to allow that knife edge to get close to the contact of the enemy. So yeah, I'm a massive one on logistics. That's why I never disrespect any part of the military. You'll never really hear me disrespect any part of the military, and you'll hear a lot of infanteers do this. Myself, I was an amphibious infanteer, a commando, but I would never talk ill of any branch of the military specifically, because I understood that we're nothing without the rest of the military and the support that they give. It's so important that we think that way as well. That's just my opinion. Grey Squirrel, you say drawn out war actually just a training exercise? Yeah, a training exercise for what is the question, though? You know? For what? Hey, troops, we are at 481 likes. Let's get that over 500. I will be very, very happy indeed. Bob Gale, I still think we need to watch China. They will make out in any case. Would China try to take Eastern Russia if Putin falls? Whoa, you've just blew my brains for a second there. I've never thought of that. You know, I think that's more possible. I think that's more of a possibility than we'd actually imagine. I think that could... If Putin falls, would China try to take Eastern Russia? I think they would. And I think, what would we do as a result of that? And I mean the Western world. I don't think we'd do anything about that. Would we? Who would we help then? That's an interesting one, but what a deceitful way to do things if China did that. That's interesting. If that happens, then the world is genuinely the Matrix. If that can happen, anything can happen. That's a really interesting point you made. I like that one. Trey, how you doing, buddy? You're saying getting my masks for Fallout ready and cleaning my weapon. I know you know what to do. We're ready, bring it. Oh man, if anything horrendous happens, I've got my camper van. I've got a YouTube channel to keep me busy with. Fuel prices, I might have to start. Yeah, we're talking about Mad Max times now, aren't we? I don't know what I'd do, man, in times like that. But having a camper van does give you a bit of peace of mind, knowing that you can get out on the ground if need be and hide. I guess hide in a bronze camper van. It's the wrong colour, that's for sure. Good questions, troops. Good questions indeed. Over 500 likes in the chat. Thank you, troops. Troops, who's going to be the first member, actually? Who's going to be the first member? We've got a few members in the chat. Dusty Gage, Powdered Toastman, MT, M2. All of these guys are fantastic individuals who've decided to become members. And we've got a few more. JC is in the chat as well. Loads of members, guys. Thank you for coming back and supporting the channel. I really do appreciate it, man. Like, more than you'd believe. The link is in the comments. Trey McCollister, you're saying won't be an internet just survive. Yeah, I mean, there might not be a version of the... Well, would there? I mean, there would be... I mean, can you imagine if the internet didn't exist, how much wouldn't work, how... I want to say how unconnected we would become, but I think on an international level, yes, we wouldn't be connected anymore, but we'd become more connected as human beings if the internet didn't exist locally with the people who matter. All right, we'd mean a lot more to people around us if the internet didn't exist. We'd have to become strong people for the people around us. instead of strong people perceptionally for people who we've never even met before. It's a strange one. You know? Yeah. Right, let's have another look at this map, El Trupios. I want to hit onto this. So we see that the Navy's building up in the sea there, which is worrying. "14 hours ago, 80 people wounded in shelling of Mykolaiv region yesterday, including 2 children." Right, so that's a picture. Can't really verify anything from that, to be honest. Russian convoy filmed speeding out of Kherson. Again, can't see anything there. Not gonna lie, that doesn't show anything. So you gotta be honest with what you see as well. If you don't see anything, you gotta see it how it is. Smoke seen over Russian positions near Kherson. Missile strike targeted 3 hours ago. Yeah, you guys can see why I'm pointing, can't you? 4 hours ago, a convoy of cars evacuating from Mariupol was blocked by Russian troops. People are left in the middle of the road under control of Russian soldiers with no possibility to move in any direction. Surprised they haven't wiped them out. I know it sounds horrible, but... Whoa, so 2 Russian missiles targeted the airport in Dnipro. Terminal is damaged and runway is destroyed. There's no pictures for that one. So that's their aim, to destroy infrastructure. Adam Wright, hey, first member of the channel on the stream tonight. Thank you for becoming a member, brother. Thank you, guys. If you want to become a member, like our very good friend Adam Wright, then please don't hesitate. All right, it helps me out. All right, this is my full-time employment, so to speak. I do this for a living. So, Adam Wright, thank you. You're helping me out, man. I appreciate that. Thank you, brother. Welcome. 2 Russian missiles targeted. So there's some other stuff going on there. Right, what's this other bit? First aid thing. 1 wounded as a result of the airstrike, right? So there's not many people going to be in airports anyway. We'd like to think anyway. What's going on here? Occupation authorities in parts of Donetsk region claim that air defense shot down ballistic missile over Holivka. So this area is looking quiet now. It seems to be pretty much occupied. That's what I'm guessing. Trey McCollister, 0.556 and 762 would exist. Right, that's a good question for all you military gun-ho people out there. What do you prefer, 556 or 762? I'm a fan of 556, you know. I am a fan. Everyone's going to go, oh, bigger. Let's go for the bigger caliber ammunition. But it's not always, you know, it's heavier for a start. It's bulkier. 556 still really, really hurts. Right? Let's not pretend that doesn't. It's lighter. You know, you can carry more of it as a result. There's a lot of pros to 556. Seriously. Russian army shelling, targeting. Right, we can't see anything on here. They've took all the videos down. Right, let's have a look at this Royal Marine. Look at this, guys. Right, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, 556. So if people don't realize 556, not to get too complicated, just to simplify it for you guys. 556, the intent is that the round it's going to kill you if it hits you in the right place. There's a high chance that it will kill you anyway. But let's just say it hits you. It's going to bounce around internally. It's going to enter via your shoulder, and it might exit via your hip. During that time inside, when it's bouncing about the body, it's going to cause catastrophic damage. If it severely maims you on the battlefield, you're going to get people trying to help you out, which brings other people off their weapon systems and onto that person helping them, which technically, opens them up for fire. So if you take someone's head, it's a horrible way to talk, but if 7.62 is going to do some extreme damage, limbs and stuff are going to be blown off. If you take that person out, there's no real help you can do for that person, so it doesn't really take anyone else off the battle space. So there's method in the madness, but both are effective in their own ways, Victor Grill, hey buddy, how you doing, man? Good to see you, bro. Happy Wednesday, Ryan. Looks like Russia is using all dummy missiles to deter radar from locating the real missiles. Very old school. Well, if it's working, then I don't want to say fair play to them, but yeah, if it works, doesn't it? That's the thing. Hope you're well, Victor. Good to see you here, buddy. Zypher Death. Again, you're saying USA needs India against China. India's southmost island is a choke point which can block 80 to 90% Chinese trade. Trust on USA and FRNDS, don't know what that is, and friends is low after AFJ in Ukraine. India is looking out for itself, not US. Yeah, India is looking out for itself. India relies on a lot of foreign aid, though. So I'm not going to say they have to be careful. They've obviously got their own economy, their own means to keep the economy afloat. But and they've got a huge military as well, India. Battle tested in Kashmir, yeah. Battle tested internationally. Not really in modern times. World War II, yes. Anything after that, not really. Yeah. I just hope India doesn't get involved in ways it shouldn't, if that makes sense. We don't need that, do we, really? But thank you for your... Steve C. of Ohio, I didn't dodge your comment. As you can see, I'm answering super chat questions. Why? Well, quite simply as a matter of honouring the individuals who are quite frankly putting their money down to ask a question. I have to honour that first. It's the right thing to do. So I haven't dodged your question, buddy. But yeah, there's a lot of people asking a lot of questions and actually paying money to do so. So I will honour that. And I think everyone agrees with that. Hence, we got 450 people still watching. So anyway, guys, let's look at this. So, Tory MP's son among UK ex-servicemen heading to Ukrainian front line. Former Royal Marines companies, right? There's this big mistake right there, but that's just me being petty. There's no such thing as a former Royal Marine Commando. You are a commando in the Royal Marines, right? You're not a commando in the Royal Marine because that means you're in a Royal Marine, which is a bit weird. Royal Marines is the outfit. You're a commando within that outfit. So it's always, always, always Royal Marines Commando. Former Royal Marines Commando. I hate it when they don't get that right. All right? That's just so obvious to me. Ben Grant defying advice to Britons not to join war and says 100 more will follow. Right then. The eldest son of a Tory MP and former government minister is among a group of British ex-servicemen who've joined the war in the Ukraine. Ben Grant, 30, who spent more than 5 years as a commando in the Royal Marines, there we go, got it right, is part of a group of 7 ex-servicemen who arrived in Ukraine over the weekend to fight invading forces from Russia. So a very skilled individual there. If he is a former Royal Marine, he's going to know exactly what he's doing. Good luck to him. He's obviously a brother by the cloth he wears on his head. It's green. So I hope he's well. His mother is Helen Grant, the Conservative MP for Maidstone and Boris Johnson's special envoy on girls' education. She is also a former Minister for Sport and Tourism. The Guardian spoke to Grant in a ticket hall on Lviv station on Saturday as he waited to board a train for Kiev. He said, "I haven't been sent, nothing to do with the government, nothing to do with my mother. Just want to make that clear. Completely off my own back. I decided to do this. I didn't even tell my mum, but it is what it is." Fair play. Grant said he chose to head to Ukraine after seeing footage of Russian bombing of a house where a child could be heard screaming. He said, "I thought, I am a father of 3, and if that was my kids, I know what I would do. I would go and fight. Then I thought, I would want another load of people who might be skilled enough to help me come and help me. Come and help me, save my family." I understand where he's coming from. Grant said he expects scores more ex-servicemen to join from the UK. He said in total we have another 100 people coming, so this will be really good when they all get here. Different backgrounds, some of them are very, very specialist. Last week the Foreign Secretary, Liz, was criticised after saying she would back Britain's going to Ukraine to fight Russia, and on Sunday the Chief of the Defence Staff, Tony, urged the public not to head to Ukraine. He said, "We've been very clear that it's unlawful as well as unhelpful for UK military and for the UK population to start going towards Ukraine." That's one thing that wasn't actually spoken about. It wasn't actually spoken about. I did read into it. I watched something on the actual legalities of this. Now, if you are residing in a country who is technically at peace with another country who's at war with someone else, by you going to that country that's at war with that other country and you are pertaining to a country that's not at war with them, that is technically unlawful from the country in which you're coming from. And I don't know the ins and outs of it, but apparently if you are from the UK and you go to Ukraine and you fight against the Russians, who is technically at peace with the United Kingdom, then that is technically unlawful. So whether or not they're going to prosecute these individuals when they get back, I would highly doubt it. But it still goes. You've got to live the rest of your life as well. You've got to be careful about traveling. You've got to be careful about where you go. You're not going to be able to go to Russia, that's for sure. You've got to be careful who you fight for and why you fight for them. Right, where we are. The risk of a foreign fighters in Ukraine was underlined last week when Russia threatened to bring criminal prosecutions against them. The risk for foreign fighters in Ukraine was underlined last week when Russia threatened to bring criminal prosecutions against them. This is the thing you've got to think about, the fallout after this. Would you want to be wanted by Russia? I mean, Russia might come out of this unscathed, relatively, in terms of, they might rectify this. I don't see it, but would you want to be on their radar? The government's not going to be protecting you when they're on your back. Russian Defense Ministry spokesperson said none of the mercenaries the West is sending to Ukraine to fight for the nationalist regime in Kiev can be considered as combatants in accordance with international humanitarian law or enjoy the status of prisoners of war. Grant said he knows that Russian army is not sticking to Geneva Convention and is shooting journalists and civilians. He said he would rather take his own life than be taken prisoner. He said, "If it comes to me being able to end my life before getting captured, I probably would do that. I mentally prepared myself for that, but let's hope it doesn't come to that." What a mindset you've got to put yourself in. He added, "Yes, I am scared, but I know it's the right thing. Pretty easy decision to make." Asked about joining the Ukrainian army, he said, "They are strong. They don't look frightened. They look ready. Will be great to be part of a team that looks ready. They look great. They got fires in their bellies. I want to be part to help." Zypher Death, thank you for your super chat. You're saying we have largest UN peacekeeping troops and missions numbers ever. But the aid will give more foreign aid to Nepal, Bangladesh, blah, 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 Sri Lanka, Mauritius, etc. People don't realise India is the 7th largest economy. Yeah, but 7th largest economy, but then you look at the biggest, largest economies, which, you know, it's those differences add up. Add up. You have the largest peacekeeping troops and mission numbers ever. Yeah, you hear a lot of statistics from India, though, don't you? And it doesn't mean anything, you know. It doesn't mean anything. Could you guys deploy on planes and go somewhere and support in a supportive role? I don't know. You know, it hasn't been done. You guys are only really fighting in Kashmir. You know, so yeah, I don't know, man. I've got people who've worked with. I've got friends who've worked with people from all different countries, India, certain African countries, certain European countries, and who've all said this and that and Commandos and everything, and couldn't even take a weapon system apart. So everyone's cool and everyone knows what they're doing until they get put in a predicament where they've got to prove themselves. And from what I've seen, I've been around a lot of different types of military groups. Yeah, believe it or not, more people didn't impress me than they did impress me, if that makes sense. I tell you the people who I was impressed with when I saw certain elements of the French Foreign Legion, the Airborne Commandos or something, or whatever, they were quite impressive in the jungle. Certain elements of the US Marines were very, very impressive. My second in command of Delta Company was an officer, a recon Marine, and he was bloody phenomenal. And the Dutch Marines were pretty good as well. I liked what they did. But other than that, of the people that I was, exposed to, I wasn't really impressed with a lot of people. And these had a lot to say. It's normally those who have a lot to say about themselves, you know. That's one thing I've noticed, but it's not everyone. But thank you for your super chat questions, I for Death. I appreciate that. Hang on, let me read that again. India is the 7th largest economy. Right, let's look at this. $3.25 trillion. It's the 6th according to this one, GDP rank. So it's even higher than what you say. India is currently one of the fastest growing economies in the world since 2000. It is also the world's 6th largest economy in nominal GDP terms. Okay, that's pretty cool. So it's one of the fastest growing economies on the planet, which I think counts for more than being the fastest, largest growing economy, you know? But this guy here, let's listen to this. I was
over in Iraq, and yeah, was there for a few months, and then flew home, saw my missing kids, hadn't seen them for a while, and basically said, yeah, I'm going to Ukraine. So big shock, and I feel a bit sorry for them, to be fair. I know they were pretty upset, but people need me here. We're going to wait, to be honest, and see what the situation is as we get further in. It's all going to depend on how well the Ukrainians are doing in different parts, and also, where they need us. If they need us to be an independent unit because of the specialist skills within, each group and each team that comes out. This is why I said before about making sure enough people who have previous military experience, people who are specialised in quite big things, if they come and join us, then Jesus, they're going to be able to. How you doing? Thank you. Yes, thanks, buddy. If they could come, then yeah, who knows? Maybe an independent unit is what gets formed.
So they're trying to think like an independent unit of specialist individuals. So Royal Marines in that respect. He's obviously, I think he said at the beginning there, he's coming back from Iraq, which means that he's technically a mercenary anyway, fighting on the ground, doing close protection. So it's not too different to what he's doing anyway. He's going to be a lot more busier. So fair play to the lad, but he's got a family. Is it our war? I don't think it is our war to fight yet. Or I'm sympathetic. I do think it's honourable, but it's not our war yet. Whoa, we've got the biggest super chat of the evening. Whoa, thank you, Adam Wright. That is absolutely unbelievable, dude. Jesus. Whew. Wow, thank you, my friend. You're saying, do you think that it would benefit Ukraine to do something similar to a tactical withdrawal along main supply lines in order to draw Russian forces into an pursuit near the cities and lead them into major ambushes? Let their pride be their downfall. Well, first and foremost, that super chat is more than generous. It's extremely. Oh, wow, I'm speechless. Thank you. That's very, 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 very kind of you. We've got some very kind people in the chat tonight. I appreciate that. Thank you, troops. I'm humbled regular on this channel, and that's a very humbling gesture there. I think any kind of tactic that, I mean, this might sound pretty obvious. Any tactic that's going to give them an advantage in some way, shape, or form, albeit tactical withdrawals and stuff like that, then if that benefits them, then yeah, it goes without saying it's worth them doing. But in terms of tactical withdrawal along the main supply lines, it depends on where the troops are coming from. We've seen so often the Russians are using a box method. So they're fanning out and then they're cutting the box off and then they're coming backfilling that box. So if we look in this area here, you can see they've done that. This line here, so this bit here, right? This bit here wasn't there. It was these bits that were there, right? You see these, and then these fan bits. But what they've done is they've boxed this off now with this bit here. So they've surrounded this whole region. And then what you'll see is they'll just go back. They'll backfill this area, and they'll take over that land. So in terms of the Ukrainians tactical withdrawing, where are they going to tactically withdraw to? It's a tactic that the Russians have been quite, it seems like they've been quite effective with. They're taking over land. I think what the Ukrainians understand, if we can understand, Adam, if we can understand that Russia's logistics is shit, I think that the Ukrainians can definitely understand that. So I think it's in their best interests to maybe try and withstand the barrage from these individuals from Russia for as long as they can, to see if the supply chain starts to fail. Maybe by that point, the Ukrainians will have had further support from other Western countries, money, weapons, munitions, all of that, and then they can start pushing them back. Maybe we'll see a repeat of Afghanistan, where Russians literally were exposed from the ground up, with the missiles that were given, the Mujahideen, the ground-to-air missiles. I think it was Stinger missiles, I'm not too sure, which wiped them out. But they did that after a long, drawn-out war, when morale was, affected massively by the shooting down of the aircrafts. So we'll see what the chink in the armour is this time, but I think what they're going to do is they're going to withstand as best they can everything they've got from Russia, hope that the supply chain falls massively, which we know it does with Russia, and then whatever chink in the armour that is, we don't know yet. We don't know what the Achilles heel is yet, but there will be one, and if they can fill that gap and attack the Achilles heel once they're weak and they've logistically can't supply themselves anymore, I think that's when you'll see Russia actually withdraw themselves from this war. We won't have to see Ukraine pushing them back. I think we'll see the Russians withdrawn like they did from Afghanistan. That's what I think personally. I might be massively wrong on that. But just to reiterate again, that super chat, that's the biggest one of the night. Adam, thank you, brother. That's so kind of you. Thank you. I know we had a few more come through. Hey, Cowboy Bebop, thank you for that super chat. Make sure you get a question on that next time, buddy, so I can try and answer another question from you. Master C, is anyone has audio problems? I'm watching it back on my phone. I don't have any audio problems. Try refreshing your stream. Try refreshing it. That might help. But everything's good my side, guys. Everything is definitely good my side. Yeah. I'll double check for you. The audio. Yeah, looks good. Got no problems my side. Audio bitrate. Yeah, we've got no problems at all, actually. All right, let's get back. We digress again. Sorry, Master C, try refreshing your screen, buddy. Zypher Death, thank you again for your super chat. You're saying economic differences add up, but Indian and Chinese markets are so big to give up for the US. Was talking about peace forces, and India has EXP outside militants, and Pakistan and China, but I get that every war has its differences. Yeah, they certainly do. They certainly do, Zypher. Thank you for your super chat, brother. I appreciate it, man. Uni Gaming. How long do you think Russia will last? I think they could have the potential to last for months and months. The potential's there, but it's scary that they're asking for support from China already. I'm not sure how true that is. I'm not sure if that's propaganda to push out to be able to, disengage and lower the morale of the Russian people. I'm not sure what that is. I'm not sure what that is yet, guys. 10:30. Wow, we've been on actually quite a while, guys, already. So, actually 1.5 hours. We were on about 1.5 hours yesterday again. I think 1.5 hours is working fine at this moment in time. So I think we're going to probably try and round it off there, guys. If you haven't got any other final questions and stuff like that, then yeah, final questions, I guess we can try and answer those up. Here's another one, guys, as well. I like to say this before we do anything. Actually, let me change back to this screen. Where we are? Boom, live screen. If you are a former serviceman or woman watching this from anywhere in the world, I just want to say thank you for your service. All right, I understand that not all services are the same. Some people have an easy time. Some people have a hard time. I myself, I didn't have a hard time. I did hard things, but I'm not mentally scathed, physically, emotionally. I'm intact. So I've only got good things to say about my service. I know that's not the same for everyone. So wherever you are, thank you for your service. I understand that. There's people do a lot behind the scenes in the military, and the sacrifice extends just beyond them being away from home. Their families and their friends have their struggles as well with one individual service. So there's a lot of there's a lot of hardship goes on being in the military, not just for the individual, but for everyone involved. So thank you for your service, man. If you are, if you're thinking about service, make sure you're fit and healthy and you join the right thing. But yeah, I just want to do a bit of a shout out for our veterans out there. And thank you for supporting me. I am a veteran, guys. As you know by now, that's me. That's the beret I used to wear. So by you supporting me, you are supporting a veteran. So I appreciate that very, very much. Dark Light Dominican, Russia won't last long like it did with my ex. Yeah, that's one way of putting it. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. But whatever you're doing, troops, thank you very much. I've got a few plans that I want to do with some of this content to freshen it up a bit. I think you guys are going to enjoy the new format once I get into the studio that I'm currently trying to build out. I think it's going to be pretty good. But yeah, we're going to do more things on the streams. Going to be getting people involved as well, getting more people on the stream to be able to create a conversation about. And yeah, make sure to hit that like button one more time if you don't mind. But other than that, have a wonderful day wherever you are. Thanks for stopping by. Your questions are massively appreciated. I'll see you very, very soon, guys. Thanks for supporting me. Thank you.